Hey, wagwan, what y'all deal with? The weather has definitely been nice and moderate recently, and the sun has been shining, and the wind has been blowing, and the leaves have been blowing, so it's definitely been pretty nice outside. The election is only in a couple of days, and people are in a frenzy. Everybody is trying to calculate in their mind who is going to be president at this point, and I don't know. We are really still just kind of trying to calculate the numbers, because at this point, they're still saying it's kind of neck and neck, with Trump kind of slightly in the lead from what I understand. So we're just still trying to see how the numbers are going to add up. I gotta let y'all know, I have not a dog in this fight, so to me, it's just a matter of seeing which one of them is going to be president. I don't have a favorite, if anybody was wondering. We'll see. But anyway, I got a couple of things for us to look at today. The first one is a video that has went kind of viral at this point of David Cooley, who is the host of the No Fugazee podcast. And he went on the Tonight's Conversation show and was asked a question about him being a top tier man. I'm going to show you his response real quick.
Do you believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4". Only about, 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year. And I'm black at that if you add that on. So just if we're speaking about those figures, the things that women are attracted to, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'll let you do the math.
Hold on, before we go, what's your math saying?
The conversation and the words that are coming out of the mouth of someone like you, I would never consider top tier. A top tier man is also a man that is extremely desirable by way of his character. And a top tier man creates space for a woman to feel good about herself. A top tier man prioritizes a woman. A top tier man is in leadership and working as hard as he is to give the woman the life of her dream.
With
But I
all
digress.
that stuff that you just said, that was just womanese talk.
Womanese is also 6'4", black, attractive. I don't know too many women in my circle who desire a 6'4" man still wearing braids.
A lot of women was kind of like, ugh.
Oh, you nasty ass bastard!
Because I've seen both shows, I really wish that he wouldn't have went on that podcast. I'm going to tell you why. I definitely think that he's more logical, and I feel like the question and the answer that he gave kind of went over everybody's head. I think that it was seen as like, I'm a king. I'm the one that everybody wants. They all want me. But I think that what he was looking at is the fact that what a lot of women ask for when they go on dating shows, what a lot of women look for when they're talking to their friends on Facebook or whatever. I'll give you an example. For a while, people were talking about something that was the 666 rule. The 666 rule goes like this. Basically, a lot of women were stating that they wanted a man who was above 6 feet tall, made for 6 figures, and had 6-pack abs. Yeah, really. This was really a thing. So when that started to become popularized, a lot of women started, amen and hallelujah, that whole statement. Like, yes, all of that. That is what I want. Because he's a logical person, he could have been going off of that. But it did not go over well. And a lot of women started saying they felt like he was cocky. The lady who answered the question kind of went in on him and even started talking about personal stuff. Nobody wants somebody who's your age that got braids. And I was like, come on now. I think more than anything, he was trying to use his logic in a show that probably more so was more emotional based. A lot of the things that I've seen from the Tonight Show definitely had more of an emotional edge to it, and it was more emotionally charged. So you already know that, you're going to have all the ladies on there clapping for her and telling her, yes, girl, you need to get them. You need to cook. So, you kind of walked yourself into that one. Y'all let me know what y'all think. The next thing I wanted to come on here and talk about, y'all. I've been seeing people online talk about Tyler Perry's new show on Netflix called Beauty in Black.
I know you want to get out of this life. Might as well make the best of it.
Her family owns all of this. Bet she don't have to make the best of it.
Image is everything, and I will kill to protect it.
You go down, we all go down.
What am I doing?
Surviving.
I want to do more than survive.
We can get out of here.
You think this is a game?
I'm in. Dangerous.
This entire family is dangerous.
You don't know what's gonna happen.
I want to know who's behind this.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna check this out. I've seen some of his other movies. I can definitely say I was not expecting to see what I saw. It was very, very raw and gritty and... Whoa. The basis of it definitely had a lot to do with the sex worker industry, basically the strip clubs and prostitution. And then there was a great deal of it that talked about a beauty care industry ran by Black people that was secretly hiding the fact that their relaxers were giving women cancer. So it kind of got pretty deep. As I was watching it, it was very graphic. And I will say that if you're watching it with your kids, don't. The first scene will probably pretty much let you know that. There was a lot of aspects to it that were very graphic as it relates to what I was not expecting to see. Number one for a Netflix series, and number two for something that Tyler Perry puts out. He usually keeps it definitely around the PG realm, maybe a little bit more, but this was definitely pretty far. As a writer, I would give the plot maybe around a 6, possibly a 7. I felt like the twists and turns in the plot was pretty good, but that's if you can kind of get past just how gritty it was and even get into watching it more than the first or second episode. But for those of you who have seen it, let me know what y'all think in the comments. The last thing that we're going to talk about today is body count and how it pertains to the dating world. Basically, a lot of people have been talking about it as it relates to, does body count matter in the person that you would pick? And especially pertaining to the person that you would potentially be getting married to. A lot of people are talking about this because there is a reaction from women saying, why should my body count matter? It doesn't matter how many men I've been with in the past because you should just take me for who I am at the time. And a lot of men are saying, for me, it doesn't really work that way.
I think that in order to be a high value woman, you can't be a promiscuous woman.
So do you believe in born again virgin?
I honestly feel like if this was something that was done in your past and it never comes up and you never have the conversation around body count, then let it die. Like, you know, if you're in your 40s and you had a wild time in college, does that really matter? Probably not.
Yeah.
But if you are in your current age and you are promiscuous, I do not believe that a high value, high earning masculine man would choose you. He will make you one of his options too, just like you let everyone else make you an option. But being a promiscuous woman takes away from your value.
I agree.
Interestingly enough, I think that we can't look at something like this without looking at the differences in gender as it relates to this. Usually, women will not look for this in men. They usually are not really looking at the fact that a man may have been with a lot of people in the past. As a matter of fact, what they may be looking at is simply his amount of experience. Are you able to please me sexually? Do you know what you're doing? Can you handle everything down there? Can you make sure you get me off? So, to be honest with you, the majority, not all, because I got to make sure I say that because y'all sensitive. Majority of women usually are not asking a man, how many women have you been with in the past? However, for men, it seems to be something that is a bigger deal. It seems to be something that really they look for and they really count the amount as it relates to men that you might have been with in the past. I think that it has a lot to do with the amount of men who have quote unquote marked their territory. And men are territorial, no matter how you want to look at it. If you want to relate it to the animal kingdom or if you just want to look at history, men are territorial. And with that being the case, somebody who has had several men mark their territory, it's something that would make a man hesitant. So looking at it from that perspective, there is a higher number of men who are saying, if you were promiscuous in your younger years, if you, got around, like it's a lot of men that you've been with and, can say that they've been with you. That's something that is now making men be a lot more hesitant. And those things are something that would make a man kind of put a pause in something. Some women may stop me at this point and say, well, I wouldn't want a man who's been ran through either. That could be true. But I think that more than anything, even if we do care, it's not necessarily the first thing that we might look for. Versus where with men, they do take that kind of seriously. Some men will go as far as to say that it takes away from your value as a woman. And I just want to make this point clear. Yes, you are still a woman, and yes, you are still valuable to yourself and to those who love you. This comment is made as it relates to the dating world and how likely somebody is to pick somebody that may have been promiscuous. Let's be honest. Women are not naturally promiscuous. In essence, we physically don't possess the physicality to be able to be promiscuous. For instance, we can't be pregnant by multiple men at the same time, which means that something may have happened to make you into a woman that feels like she has to use her body to get attention or to get affection from men. Something may have happened mentally that made you feel like you weren't worth anything outside of your body. If you want to talk about the way that your mind is warped by certain experiences that you may have had happen to you that may have made you feel like, now this is the way that I express my worth or my value, then that is something that can make somebody look twice at being able to have you be the woman that may be their wife. Many women don't like to hear this when it's brought up. A lot of women do not like to look into it because they would rather just say that the man is woman bashing and that he doesn't like women. But I think that if you was to take a deep look into this, there's something behind it as it relates to something that will make a woman come out of her nature in order to try to sleep with multiple men. I've seen some crazy stuff where women have done challenges to try to have sex with, a high number of men in one night. For me, I just think that is beyond disgusting. To open yourself up to that many men, that's pretty crazy, because we are very sensitive and we are receptive, which means that whatever comes into us, we receive some small part of that. And so can you imagine the amount of men that are left behind spiritually and emotionally inside of your body? Even if you can say, well, I didn't have no emotional attachment to them, they are left inside of your being. Some of their DNA is left inside of you, and you do have some part of them that is connected to you spiritually for a long time, baby. It is something that we do have to look at, in the differences between men and women and why that would be a bigger deal for men. I'm not saying that women don't look for that type of thing. There are women who will ask that question and will disqualify a man based upon that, but I'm just saying that it's probably not amongst the first thing on your list that you might think about in general, not specifically. So with that being the case, I do want to know what y'all think as it relates to that, because there's a lot of posts and everything about this now, and a lot of discussions that are going on as it relates to body counts and what people think about it. So let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and put my social media information right here like I always do, so y'all can go ahead and comment on this video, and also check out the other content that I have on that page, because I'll be posting and all types of type of stuff. So come on to the pages that I got on here. Also, I'm going to put my YouTube information right here as well, so you can go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you hit the notification bell so you can know whenever I post a new video.
Yeah, I know what this is.
I have a My New Voice playlist, which means that you can go on there and check out all the videos that I've done previously in the past on a lot of different topics, so check that out too. But in the meantime, in between time, peace.